Well, I'm back. Long phone call. Hey, another ring ball. Alright. Hey, Voodoo. Been today. God. Oh, hey. Well, you could follow me. Just a thought. It depends on like, which time frame. I sometimes have to take 2 or 3 days away from internet for, I guess, business trip is the best way to put it. And I'm usually going to places that don't have internet, or at least are not competent enough to be able to support what it is that I'm doing. So I would probably say that that's a different... Oh, well, thank you for the follow. That's probably the thing that would most prevent me from connecting, and you wouldn't see me for a few days. But, hey. Let's see here. Oh. Huh, I didn't reset it. My bad. Alright, here we go. Oh, sorry. No, my bad. Unfortunately, there are a couple times where I've had, like, a phone call comes up, which is actually related to my travel. It is actually probably more accurate to say that it's fairly mundane stuff. Ooh. Boy, those guys are not playing. Off over here. Oh, of course he's fell off. Uh-oh. That's funny. Well, my bad. By the time I noticed that my health was low, I was like, it's too late. I hoped I could kill the guy. Let's do one of these. Let's do this just because I can. I'm not going to need it. And we can always do this. And we can do this. So I am a post. I'm in sort of the post finishing the DLC and main game state at this point. So most of what I'm doing here is just sort of clearing up stuff that I never did before. These guys are going to all be mad at me. By the way, cracked crystal is super valuable. That's fair. I could see that. I can see Noxtella definitely being a difficult place. Oh, derp. Herpaderp. Ooh, what's that? Runar. Nice. Oh, up here. Mirror. Then here. And the really cool kids get that little opening right there to pick that up. And then you want to go way around here. Ow. Thought I was being clever. Apparently I was not. Near, near, near. Oh. Here we go. That's awesome. Always. That's right, boar. Nope, I missed again. That's just me being fun. Me being dumb. So this time I've switched to a rot instead of destined death, but I haven't started a new playthrough. I'm just kind of playing with this. I'm not sure that I will stick with it. Yeesh. Oh, another faithful canvas. Now, let's see. All right. Heal. Bow. I don't really need blessing. I'm not really truly tank set up the way I was before. I'm more reliant on being able to throw the rod out and poison for the DPS bump. I'm messing around. Oi. Come on. Ooh. Grab attack. Shields don't help against those. There, now he's poisoned. Nope. This guy's gonna make me pull out the spells. There he is. Now we're rotted up. Yeah, this one's a pretty rough one. Although, if you have, if you use a spirit summon, the fight gets a lot easier because he'll start to focus on the spirit summon. Oh no, he rotted. Yeah, This one gave me trouble for a really long time. That's for sure. I don't even know why that's there. I forget. Let's see. I haven't really done anything in this area. How did that miss? That's crazy. Let's see. If we want to go to Celia Hideaway, let's see what we can do here. Yeah. I should visit all the painting sites. I don't think I've even done that yet in 5 playthroughs. Oh, rats. Wrong spell. Ow. Rune fragment. Oh. There it is. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, probably. I haven't. I don't think that I've gone after the paintings in, like, forever. Alright, let's just get up there. I've cleared enough of those guys out. I honestly, I don't remember. I did it a long time ago as sort of a completion task. There is a... I wonder if it's the same thing as the hidden... There's a hidden boss. It's not really a boss, it's just a giant, but there's a hidden one that's in this really weird spot, and I wonder if they're associated. That should have broken the rest of the seals. Heh. And what I don't need another one of, but I'll pick it up anyway, is Lusat's Glintstone Staff. I already have it like 4 times. Thank you for the follows. So, let's see. Back up and around. Can I get there from here? I can. Cool. Ooh. It is the Mushroom Crown. So there's 2 mushroom helmets. There's another one that goes to the mushroom set. This is like an improvement to it. The main ability that this one has is raises attack power when something nearby suffers from poison or rot. And I'm using a poison... Well, I don't remember this. That's funny. Hold on, these guys, the ones that live in death, gotta kill them twice. Yeah, I'm screwing around with a build just to amuse myself. It's a rot-based build. I wanted to use the rotten straight swords. I forget what exactly they're called. It's like rotten sword or something like that. I wanted to use those, and they just don't do enough rot build-up. Which is a big old bummer. Should be one more of those. Here we go. Sacramental Bud. cow, this guy's hitting hard. Wow. That was unexpected.
Well, my flesh, it is a curse.
Alright, I'm not going to do her whole quest line. Yeah, shrimp guys are a real pain. I mean, they're manageable, but the spell they use, there's a reason it's super effective, especially in boss fights. Because it is. And it's no easier when they're using it, and they get to use it a lot. Yeah, the Helma, whatever it's called. That's messy business. There we go. Celia Hideaway, or Saia. Have a good one, Fruit Cup. Rock and roll. Nope. Oh, man. Oh, I know what to do with that. Alright, you want to know one of the big secrets in this game? See that right there? Ah, stop running around. Heal spells do massive damage to those. Super effective. Thanks, Voodoo. Kind of liking this. Now I need it to heal. I never even considered using this weapon before. It just was so far off my radar. And then just for the purpose of like checking stuff out, I'm like, all right, I'll give it I'll give it a play, right? And it turns out that it's got an interesting moveset. That one where you're jumping around like that, that's actually kind of useful. At least I think so. It gets you really off the ground for a while, and I wonder how well it would dodge some of the more effective attacks. Not a huge thing. Oh, the triple crystalline. Okay. I should have thought about that. Actually, we've done things a little bit different if I remembered that that's what this was. There it is. Concentration moment. The 3 crystalline this is one of the harder fights in the game. See how they're like this. There, it's broken now. You know, it's even more effective than that against these guys. Best thread. Ouch. There you go. And now he's broken. I think that's one of the hardest fights in the game, honestly. There are definitely harder, but top 10, I think it's a reasonable argument. That depends. Notice, you can ask. What's up? No, you have to stagger them, actually. Um, do I have an extra set of the backhand blade? I I don't think so. Are you on PC or are you on console? I generally don't. I don't give stuff. um, yeah, you have to stagger them the good old fashioned way. You just got to keep hitting them until you break their poise. That's it. That's what you got to do. And in fact, until you do that, you don't do any damage. That's actually what you have to do. There's a hold on. Oh, two things are making my health that big. One of them is having a vigor of 80, and I'm using the rune. Which one is it? I'm using Millennia's rune, which increases the whole amount. Yeah, that's why the triple one is so bad. Now, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you've ever tried to use the chrysalids as a summon in a fight, and they seem to be completely useless. And it's because, well, they are. They have like 95% or 90% damage reduction until you break their poise. Then they're super vulnerable and easy to kill. That's their thing. Now, having said that, bosses break poise like crazy. So what happens is that they only take a little bit of damage for the first 10 seconds of the fight, then the boss absolutely busts their poise, and then they're super vulnerable. Let me see. Did I ever get... Oh, no. Not this playthrough. I never even got close to up here. Yeah. So if you're looking for a... In the... When you get up into higher playthroughs, the only viable candidates are Ancient Dragon, and even that is dubious, is Mimic. Because it does scale up with you. Because as you get more powerful, it gets more powerful. But Telu is by far the best tanking tanking guy. Because he has massive damage reduction also, but he never loses it. He just keeps massive damage reduction. And then every so often, you drop a heal, and he heals up a huge amount. Because he doesn't have a lot of hit points, he just has huge damage reduction. Other than that, you got to pick someone like Tish, who's just never there to get hit, except even at higher levels, the AoEs really start to destroy Tish. Mimic ends up being, this is New Game 5, by the time you get up to this point, Mimic is kind of the only thing that's viable. Trying to think, there's a bunch of chrysalids you can play with, but you have to finish Ronnie's quest line, which I have not done. And to do that, I have to end up going through a whole bunch of this. I suppose I could. But I'm going to go back to this. So, the one of the reasons why is in the DLC you start off with a massive debuff that they don't put on your screen. You just have to know that you have it. And when you pick up the I'm here. When you pick up the Shadoo tree, or Skidoo is what I prefer to say because it's what it looks like to me. Um, when you pick up the Skidoo tree or the spirit, yeah, I thought they were there. Hold on. Yeah, these are all usable. Basically the things that buff you up when you visit the grace points. Every time that you get when you level up, you're removing a bit of that debuff until eventually you get to 20 and 10, and then the debuff is gone. The problem is that one of those affects your spirits. So when you summon, and your horse, by the way, and torrent. So when you use those spirit calls, spirit summons, they're actually weaker than they would have been otherwise. I'm gonna die. Oh, can't believe I didn't die. I'm not complaining, just surprised. Yeah, so it's one of the reasons why, like, it's really easy in... Here, let me show you. See if I can pull it up. It's really easy to basically start in the field, head straight for this, go straight up this way to Tower Settlement, come back down, go straight up into Castle Enos, go straight up into Storehouse, Black Shadow Keep, come straight across here, and find suddenly that you're basically in the end game. And you've skipped everything. The whole map has been skipped. You've basically just done here, up, and around. And you don't get any of this. Look, I have none of these. I forced myself to do this, to do this, to do this. You miss everything. You actually miss, like, the whole whole map. And it's super easy. And if you do that, you're also missing all of those upgrade items. And so you're getting to the end of the game really low level from a debuff perspective, and it makes it really hard. Which flask? The 12 cerulean flasks? Well, I mean, I'm in my 5th playthrough on this character. 6th, actually. And I've turned them in. But as I've moved along, I've collected all of... I made a point to collect all of the seeds and everything that you need to get them. That's kind of the short answer. Well, it's not kind of the short answer. It is the short answer. Oh, you schmuck. Radon is actually not as hard a fight as you might think. The secret to beating Radon, well, first off, I don't have a problem when people use the helpers. So just to be clear, I don't have a problem with using all the people that you can summon on the map. I think you're supposed to do it. If you choose not to, that's going to make it a hard-ass fight. But summon, there are 6 of them or something. Summon them all. Let them do a bunch of tanking so you're not the one taking all the damage. Mesmer. Yep. I personally think Mesmer's a harder fight than Consort Radon. Oh, come on! I didn't turn that way. Camera was facing that way. Horse hockey. And what sucks, I have to do all that again. Okay. As I understand it, I think there may be a misunderstanding on help summoning making him easier or harder. And there's two primary ways to think about that. One of them is very straightforward. If you summon help and you come in with the help before the Radon character has, or any boss has appeared, when he appears, effectively, meaning that you zone in, when he appears, you're going to be, or he's going to appear with a much larger hit point pool than he would have had before. 80. I have 80 vigor. So Radon's going to appear with a much bigger health pool than he would have had, or any boss that you do that with. But for example, when you summon a Spirit Ash, that doesn't make a boss harder unless the Spirit Ash does something that makes the boss just more difficult to beat, and that is a thing. Just as sort of a consideration, Melania can be harder because you've added an Ash, because you can heal off of them. But having said that, hold on. Why am I not jumping? There we go. So, but for the most part, the difficulty comes from the fact that when he spawns, when you're inside the place is when you're summoning helper. So like when you summon Egon against Bale, it doesn't change how hard Bale is. Bale is already there before you summon Egon. How could it be harder? That would almost imply in a way that if you like in a weird sort of way, if you had one hit point left and you summon Egon, suddenly the boss has 1,000,000 hit points again. Because it, added 30%. So I don't think Radon gets harder because you've added the people that are on the inside. I may be wrong about that. Sorry, just got tired of those arrows and everything. So the trick is just summon everything. That's what I do anyway. Just summon the whole damn place. In fact, one of the people you can summon is a healer. Yep. Yes. I gotta go. I will be back in a bit.